And our very next presenter here, Miss M. Bartels, is just as dynamic. I've heard her several occasions, and I just hope that you all are ready to learn from her. She has a very unique perspective on what she's going to present to us today. Ms. M. Bartel is the founder and executive director of GPA Awards International Limited. It's a professional development organization that supports executives through creative, innovation, and excellence. She is the Africa representative of the International Center for Protocol and Diplomacy, overseeing its business mainly in West Africa. She's also the founder, as you heard earlier, of Excel Consulting GH and Excel Branding Consult GH, and is a certified communications expert, just passionate about oral communication, as well as how executives present themselves digitally and virtually. So she is definitely in with the times of, a different way of protocol and executive presence that is sure to provide you with some knowledgeable bits. She is a trainer in the area of virtual leadership and protocol management programs, digital transformation agenda in relation to protocol and diplomacy. I present to you M. Bartels. She will be presenting on the digital transformation agenda and its implications for Africa and the protocol industry. M, I turn it over to you. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Ladonna, for that excellent introduction. And Professor, you're just wonderful. I kept on writing and making notes, but I'm going to share my screen. And today, thank you all for having me. And I'm going to try and talk about unlocking Africa's digital potential, and also about the implications for the protocol industry. I'm going to share my screen I'm talking about Africa's digital transformation agenda and implications for the protocol industry. I am just passionate about this because I think this is an excellent opportunity for Africa to leapfrog itself in economically, politically, socially, in a lot of ways. And in discussing this, I will also talk about Ghana's case, because I'm from Ghana, by the way. So I'll just talk briefly about some background. The digital technologies currently are the core of rapid transformation, global geopolitics and economics. Countries and continents have identified their digital agenda, including Africa. And the EU and America have also been pivotal in setting the global digital transformation agenda. I will say that Africa's digital transformation commenced around the year 2000, where most of the developed world were migrating into digital broadcasting. And I think that digital transformation is a big opportunity for Africa to transform itself. I say it's an opportunity to leapfrog its social economic development, and it can be used as a driving force for innovation and sustainable growth. And also, digital transformation can be used as a catalyst for job creation and addressing developmental challenges. I will tell you about Ghana's situation and you will see that. And I also think that digital transformation can facilitate the easy facilitation of delivery of goods and services across continents, looking at the after and whatever. And I'll say that it can be used to build on existing initiatives such as the after and sustainable development goals and all that. It can be used to project that. So what was the vision? I think the African Union document, the digital transformation strategy for 2020 to 2030, talks about the vision of wanting to know about the vision of seeing a transformed digital Africa. And it wants to see Africa as the integrated and inclusive digital society and economy in Africa that improves the quality of life of African citizens, strengthens the existing economic sector, and enables its diversification and development, and ensure continental ownership with Africa as a producer and not only a consumer of the global economy. So what are the main objectives of this AU digital transformation strategy? The main objective is to harness digital technologies and innovation to use to transform our societies, and also to promote African integration, where we can seamlessly, integrate among ourselves, like the AFTA and maybe other policy initiatives that have been developed by the AU, and also sees it as an opportunity to generate inclusive economic growth. Whilst doing that, it will help to stimulate job creation. Africa has, I call it an excellent resource of its young people. And if digital transformation can be used to stimulate jobs for young people, theming young people in Africa. And it also, by having a digital strategy and transformation agenda, what they can do is to break the digital divide between the developed nations and the undeveloped nations, some of whom are in Africa, and the middle level nations as well. They also believe that this digital transformation can eradicate poverty for the continent's social economic development. And I will tell you of Ghana's digital agenda and what it has done in that area, and also ensure Africa's ownership of modern digital tools for digital management as well. I'm just going to mention a few countries that has some digital strategies. Mauritius designated its ICT sector as the third pillar of its economy and contributes 5.6% of GDP with a growth rate of 4.4, employing 23,000 citizens or more in more than 750 businesses. Another country is Egypt. Egypt has the distinction of being the only African country to have developed a national strategy for artificial intelligence, in addition to having a well-developed nation strategy for ICTs alongside specific strategies for cybersecurity and e-commerce. Another country is Kenya. Kenya has developed a detailed blueprint which aims to, realize the buoyant digital economy, as well as Zambia. Zambia has made significant progress in digital infrastructure by connecting all provincial centers to fiber-backed and building what has been described as the state-of-the-art data center, made strides in e-government and lowered the transaction cost of digital financial services. Namibia is also another one. Namibia has been working towards harmonizing various policies and initiatives into a single national ICT program. These are all some individual African countries that has digitalization strategies. I want to center for a few minutes on Ghana's digitalization strategy. I'm from Ghana, by the way, and it's interoperability and e-government. In 2017, I think, the Ghana introduced something called the Unique Identification Biometric Cards for all the population. And with this biometric card, it acts as an e-passport, or referred to as Ghana card. As at October 2021, you had 15.5 million Ghanaians over the age of 18 registered on this Ghana card, which is going to be used as a card for everything, integrated for everything that happens in Ghana, whether you're going to the bank, whether you are using mobile services, whatever. This Ghana card is going to be used for that purpose. And Ghana also introduced, I think in 2018, a digital address system, which is accessed on the Ghana Post GPS app. And this has been recently integrated into Google Maps, which allows when you order an Uber or any online service, you can put in your digital address system and it locates you immediately. Ghana also has something called the e-governance system, where driving licenses, births and deaths, passports, company registration, SNIT and pensions, motor insurance, database, scholarships, and all these things are accessed on the Ghana.gov platform and integrated. So if if somebody wants to locate you, if you have a driving license and you commit a crime with your driving license, you can be traced through your Ghana card as well. So what the Ghana.gov platform does is you can access all these services on one platform. And it also has the Ghana Interbank payment systems also has something called the mobile money payment interoperability. And this makes it possible to transfer money from one mobile money to another in between bank accounts and mobile wallets. And it also has a remote bank account opening with universal QR code payment system. With this all going in that place, Ghana card has been linked to what we call the tax identification numbers. If you're a business person, you have a tax identification number and it's seamlessly merged to your Ghana card. So it makes it easy for anybody who's an adult to have a tax identification number. And it's moved from 4% in, I think, 2017 to 86% in 2021. So almost all the adult population have a tax identification number. The tax identification database can determine who's filed their taxes and who's not filed their taxes at the end of the year. And digitalization of hospitals and medical records also linked to the Ghana cards. And this has increased the efficiency and effectiveness. There was something called the Ghana Health Insurance. This has been merged with the Ghana card. So everywhere you go, you can just present your Ghana card and you're good to go. And the Ghana card can also act as an e-passport for coming down. If you travel outside and you lose your passport, you can use your Ghana card as a passport, an e-passport to get back. Ghana has also embarked on something called financial inclusion, where is the move towards electronic payments and away from cash. So we have developed something called the e-city, and there's been integration of all these databases on one database and to provide more transparency and accountability. So a lot of the corruption that used to happen in government services, all that has been eradicated, if not slowly so. So I just thought that was a brilliant opportunity to share Ghana's case on digital innovation. Recently, Google has been in Ghana for some time now, but it recently opened its first artificial intelligence lab, which is located in Ghana. And I thought I'll share some of the pictures from the lab. These are some of the pictures from the lab in Google in Ghana with the Ghana colors over there. So how does this affect us as protocol practitioners, as diplomatic professionals? I always say that the future of work is here and now. And if you're not updating your knowledge and upscaling your skills, you soon be an expert in an industry that doesn't exist. This was a quotation by my friend. He's actually late now, but he's called Richie Dyer Johnson. He was a thought leader, communication expert, and a coach. And he was a former president of Toastmasters International. And I totally agree with him, because with the way our work has changed, our world is totally, after COVID, our world has totally changed. The world where everything is digital. I say now, just like we're doing now, we have remote work and teams, which are order of the day. We have virtual work, virtual meetings are the new order of the day. And we're connected via internet and globalization. We use social media, which is commonplace now. So I ask myself, was COVID a disruptor or enabler? You can tell me that, because I think COVID has actually opened up a certain area for us as protocol professionals that I can sit in Ghana, have a conference, a global African conference, and have people all over Africa tuning in, logging in, and we're all sharing ideas. Yet 10, 15 years ago, this was not commonplace, but COVID has actually accelerated that. So I see COVID as an enabler, but you can tell me something else. So what are the implications for the diplomatic protocol industry? I say that with the advance of digital revolution and artificial intelligence, there are changes in the way the political, social, and economic environment operates right now. And there's digital and redistribution of power in international relations. Just as the professor said, now it's not hard power, it's soft power, redistribution of power. There are now new types of conflicts, such as the Russia-Ukraine war, which has brought different geopolitical challenges all over the world, where 70% of the world are relying on food and petrol, I would say food and oil, from one block, which shouldn't have been the case, but we're doing that. And this has brought different and new opportunities, right? So we now have digital interdependence as well as sovereignty. Yes, we have sovereignty, but we have digital interdependence. And what the Afriprotocol industry can do is to leverage on this digital availability or digital technologies to actually catapult the way we do business. It should revolutionize the way we communicate and disseminate information, because now there's ease of information. I can easily send information to people all over the world, and we can do that. So I'm saying, right, with the emergence of these new areas of digital governance, and new topics that are coming up, like cybersecurity, privacy, data governance, e-commerce, and after, the roadmap for after. I think technologies that can be used to activate and actually catapult the way protocol practitioners do business. And I also say that in recent time, there's online human rights, there's e-health. I didn't even talk about Ghana's e-health, where we have a whole lot of things taking place in that area. So I say that with these digital tools for social media and online conferencing, big data and AI analysis, what is the opportunity for us? We have to update our skills to be able to use these skills seamlessly. We have to take up that challenge by upscaling our skills seamlessly, by learning how to do this, getting involved in areas where we're not so conversant with. And the people that we are going to be dealing with, our stakeholders, governments, the West, the East, the North, and the South, are all have a digital presence. So we as protocol practitioners cannot afford to be left behind. We have to take up that challenge, hold the bull by its horn, and do what it needs to do to upscale our skills to make us better. I think that it's an opportunity for us to be relevant as well, because it's easy for us to just pick up a phone and share information. Like we were sharing about this conference, real-time sharing as we're talking. In previous times, this opportunity wasn't there, but as protocol and diplomatic practitioners, we have an opportunity to do that. And a lot of the people that we're going to be engaging have, are already virtual or digital. So we have to engage these audiences to present the information that we have for them. And I think that, like Professor talked about, we can promote friendly international relations through soft power. We can promote friendly international relations even through the food that we have. We can promote these, and these are soft power areas that we can leverage on to promote our governments, to promote our states, and to promote the continent as well. So what are the benefits from engaging in this? Digital diplomacy allows people, the diplomats, the protocol practitioners in this field to influence citizens, and allows the citizens to influence them as well, based on the information we share. We share critical information on social media, and we are able to influence them by that. It also allows us to create a positive image, which works to provide an effective national brand. So where we're connected to states, or we're connected to a continent, what we can do is to provide an effective national brand or a continental brand. Because like Professor was saying, Nigerian music everywhere. I see on TikTok, Nigeria, people all over the world, white, black, green, whatever, dancing to Nigerian music. And that's a soft power opportunity for all of us. And it's also an opportunity to share information in a cost-effective manner. Many of the digital channels that we use are low budget channels, unlike the big media broadcasting, that we have to pay a lot for. But this allows you to increase your engagement, because it's a dynamic place where you can share videos, you can share photos, you can share links. It's not static like it used to be, where in the previous time you had to write a press release, which was just static. But now you have an opportunity to share videos, you have the opportunity to use social media to project our nations, to project what we do much, much better. So I'm just rounding up briefly. Soft power, the digital era and beyond. I want, while I was doing the research for this, I just realized that WhatsApp is the most effective, I would say, social media platform for Africa. It has between 97 to 45% of Africa's population engaged in WhatsApp. So if we're looking to share information in Africa, this is an excellent tool for us to do so. We can build groups on WhatsApp. We can build broadcasts on WhatsApp, share dynamic content on WhatsApp as protocol and diplomatic professionals. Another one is in Africa, 82.16% of Africans actually use Facebook. So if you're looking for a platform to reach Africans, this is the platform for you. Platforms such as YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok has now become the most popular youth, Gen Z and millennials platform. So if you're looking to reach, young people, this is the platform to use. And then not forgetting Twitter Twitter, as my American friends say, and diplomacy, which is using Twitter to share
Did we lose? Okay.
through Twitter, and that's diplomacy. How much time do I have? Okay.
1 minute.
Okay. 1 minute. Okay. So these are the risks of digital diplomacy: information leakage, hacking, cyber crime, anonymity, data protection issues, misinformation, and disinformation. And well, virtual meetings, I'm not going to talk about it because we all know about it. We can use and build our digital negotiation skills and use smart meetings for negotiations. And I wrote here the soft power in a digital era. So this is, some best practices in virtual meetings. I'm not going to go over that. Thank you very much. And that's what I have to say. I just want to say, in leading the conversation in the virtual realm, it's not about complexity, it's about simplicity, simplifying what we do, simplifying what we say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I hope everyone enjoyed it as much as I did this presentation. The information is very useful. I like you, the previous presentation from Professor Asike. I have just so many notes over here. I have big circles around some of the information that you presented, and I will post, I have a few questions in the chat, but I will read one of the questions that has been just here. The digitalization of Ghana is visionary. On the one hand, it provides transparency, but the question here is, does it affect the human right to privacy? What are your thoughts or experiences on that?
I know there's been a lot of discussion on that level in terms of having everything, actually all your information in one card. I believe that there is a lot of security around it. So I'm not sure, and you can't easily access the information just because you want to access it. I think that you have to have the right to do it in order to do it. I know there's been people from outside, really, but I think the people in Ghana actually think it's a brilliant opportunity to cut down, or not cut down, eradicate corruption. I think eradicate a lot of the what I call bureaucracy around getting government services done, and also make it seamless in getting operations done. So there's been some talk on that, but personally, I think that the benefits outweigh that human rights argument.
I couldn't agree more. Thank you for that. Patricia, do we have time for another question, or should we?
No, I think we need to run because of the time. Maybe what we can do. Yeah.
Please look at the questions and some of the comments there, if you will, in the chat. Thank all of you. Thank you so much for this fantastic presentation. And as we mentioned to all of you, the presentations will be made available and posted on LinkedIn and other social media platforms. Thank you so much.